All right, this time around we are going to deal with what? Algebraic expressions. But what I would like to make absolutely clear is the fact that when we talk about an algebraic expression, let's look at number one. It's written 3x plus 8. This is what we call an algebraic expression. Why am I saying this is an algebraic expression? Because here we have a coefficient, we have a variable, we have a constant. We have learnt about this from the previous video. For the past two videos, I was teaching you about what? The definitions of the words which we use in algebra. Now, we have algebraic expressions and we have what we call algebraic equations. So for instance, here I'm having 3x plus 8 and I'm saying it's an expression. What is the difference between this algebraic expression and what we call an algebraic equation? So I'm going to repeat 3x plus 8 is equals to what? Then we say 14. Here on the algebraic expression, there is no equal sign. On the algebraic equation, we have got an equal sign. So this has got a left-hand side where 3x plus 8 is, this is what we call the left-hand side. So this expression is on the left-hand side, and we're saying the expression on the left-hand side is equal to the expression which you find on the right-hand side. Whereas with an algebraic expression, you only have the expression, you don't have a left side or a right side, right? So I hope that is clear. All right, now we know what algebraic expressions are. Let's go to number 2. Now we are told that 2 open bracket c plus d close bracket. What does this mean? Brackets, we know that brackets, they mean what? Multiply. Then we are now further told that what is the value of this expression if your c is equals to 3 and your d is equals to negative 4. Now the process that we're going to follow is what we call substitution. Substitution. What is substitution? Substitution simply means to replace. So in other words, we are saying that where there is c, we replace with 3. Where there is d, we replace with negative 4. Okay, so let's go ahead and calculate. Now I'm going to say 2 open bracket, where there is c, now I am writing the 3. Then where there is d, I now say I've got a plus open bracket and a minus 4 like this, right? Then what do I do? Then I close the bracket. Now observe, before I proceed to calculate here, the first thing that I'm going to do is to write an equal sign. So if you are having an algebraic expression, every time when you're going to calculate, you start with writing an equal sign. So remember, your BODMAS rule tells you that you must start with what is inside the brackets. So you repeat writing this 2. Then here you open the bracket, you repeat writing this 3. Why am I starting by writing this 3 and I'm not calculating right away? Because I've got this bracket, I've got the bracket negative 4, and also I have to say now positive multiplied by a negative, it gives me a negative sign. So I've got a negative 4. I close the bracket, I write, I still have got brackets, which means I rewrite 2. Now I say 3 minus 4, which gives me negative 1. I open the bracket, I write negative 1, I close the bracket. Then I now say positive times negative, it gives me a negative. And when I say 2 multiplied by 1, it gives me negative 2. And just like that, I've calculated and I found my marks, my answer. Why am I talking about marks? Because in mathematics, this process of calculating has got more marks than writing the final answer. So please, you must master the art of the calculations. Let's go to the next question. The next question tells us 2c plus d. We are told still the same 3 and d still negative 4. Okay, no problem. 2c means what? 2 multiplied by c. So in this case, we now say 2 multiplied by 3 and plus d plus open bracket negative 4 close bracket. So what do? I write my equal sign first. I say 2 times 3, I get 6. So I've got 6 here. Then positive and negative, I get a negative 4. Observe, why did I multiply here because I've got brackets, my board mass, and here there are brackets. So everything I did here is absolutely fine. Now we go and we say 6 minus 4 is equals to what? 2. Observe these 2c plus d and 2 open bracket c plus d, they might have looked like they're the same, but they are not. We can see with the value that we are getting the answers that we got, right? All right, now let's go to some further calculations. Here on number 4 we are told substitute a, b and c into the expressions below if a is equals to 4, b is equals to -2 and c is equals to 5. So we've got a plus b plus c. We are told that we must substitute these numbers. So a is equals to 4, so we write a plus b plus c when a is equals to 4. Then we are told that b plus b, which is equals to -2, so I write plus, then my b is -2. Then they said plus c, and my c is 5, so plus 5 like this. So this is the initial expression that I have. I have brackets here, so write equal sign. I repeat writing this form. Now I say positive multiplied by a negative, I get a -2 plus 5. Now once it's like this, I can calculate ones off, it's not a problem, right? So 4 minus 2, it gives me what? 4 minus 2 gives me 2, and 2 plus 5 is equals to 7. So there you go. This expression a plus b plus c, when a is 4, b is -2 and c is +5, the answer I get is 7, right? Now let's go to b. B states that we have got a squared minus 3b plus c to the power 3, or c cubed rather. Okay, our a squared, remember we have dealt with what, but at this time you have dealt with exponential form in grade 7. So a squared simply means what? Our a is 4, so we say 4 to the power 2 minus 3, and then there is a b here. Our b is -2, so we open bracket, we say -2, close bracket, plus what is our c? Our c is 5, and this is cubed, which means 5 to the power 3 is equal to, now here I've got 4 squared, but I'm going to repeat writing 4 squared. Why am I repeating that? Because I must always start with what? With my brackets. We have got 2 types of rules that we can follow. We have got the board mass, or we have what we call the PEMDAS. The board mass tells us that we must start with the brackets. That's why I'm going to start with calculating the brackets. The PEMDAS, it tells me I must start with the parenthesis. Parenthesis is simply telling us about what? The brackets. So here I now say negative times negative, which gives me a positive, and 3 multiplied by 2 is equal to 6, plus 5 to the power 3 is equal to. Now if I'm on PEMDAS, what does the E stand for? The E stands for exponents. So PEMDAS says that parenthesis, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. Board mass stands for brackets, orders, division, multiplication, addition, and subtraction. The orders means exponents. All right. So here now I go and I calculate. 4 squared gives me what? 16 plus 6 plus 5 to the power 3, I get 125, because 5 by 5 is 25. 25 by 5, 125. Now here I now say 16 plus 6, I get 22, and 22 plus 125 is 147. So my final answer is equal to 147. All right, done. Then let us see. We were given b squared minus, open bracket, a minus c, close bracket, squared. Now, what I want you to understand is this. We have been given b, and we know that our b is equal to what? Our b is equal to -2. So I start here by opening the bracket, I write -2, I close the bracket, I write squared there. I write the minus, then I've got a minus c squared. So this a minus c squared, what does it mean? A minus c close bracket squared means a minus c multiplied by another a minus c, like this. So what am I going to do? My a, I know that my a is equals to 4, so I open the bracket, I write 4 minus the c is what? Negative, it's a positive 5, sorry, so I write minus 5. Then here I've got squared. So now I'm going to write an equal sign. Oh, here it's telling me that I'm going to have a shortcut. Let's wait till we get back to this bracket. Now when I come here and I say -2 squared, you punch this into the calculator. Please avoid this mistake. Avoid which mistake? Avoid the following mistake. Let me show you on the calculator. Other people, you saw that the number is in the bracket. So I come, I open the bracket, I write -2, I close the bracket, I say squared, and the answer that I'm supposed to get is a positive 4. There we are, positive 4. So here we write that we have got a positive 4. But which mistake am I warning you about? Now somebody will write this -2 and the squared without the brackets. So let's go to the calculator and see what happens if somebody makes that mistake. All right. -2 squared, you see? Then when you do this, you get a -4. Why is it that you get a -4? A person gets a -4 because when you have got -2 squared like this negative represents a -1, and this 2 squared represents a positive 2 multiplied by a positive 2. And I know that negative multiplied by a positive, it's a negative, and 1 times 2, it's 2 multiplied by another 2, and negative times positive, it gives me a negative, and 2 times 2, it gives me a 4. Hence the answer -4. So please do not make that mistake of calculating this -2 squared without the brackets. All right, here we've got a minus, so we write our minus. Now on the bracket we must start inside. It's written 4 minus 5, which gives us what? Which gives us -1. So we may not have to follow this method. Why? Because now I've got a -1 squared there. So I can simply use my laws of exponents, because now I've got a single figure, single digit. So now what do? I'm going to repeat writing this 4. I'm going to repeat writing this minus, because I have to deal with the brackets first. -1 squared inside the brackets, we get a positive 1. Now we say 4 minus 1 is equals to what? 4 minus 1 is equal to 3. And just like that, you have solved the algebraic expression. All right. If this video was helpful to you, please do consider to subscribe, share, like, and comment. On the next video, I'm going to also deal with algebraic expressions and introduce algebraic equations and how to solve for algebraic equations. So please do join us on the next video. Till we meet next time, cheers.